Art styles are something every artist has, whether it's from an animated TV show, a comic, or someone like me who does freelance work and posts random art pieces online. Hey mates, Whoa! Well, that was weird. Anyway, hey mates, it's Kana Mates. When I was younger and just beginning my art journey, I'd spend hours looking at screenshots from my favorite video games or redrawing manga panels in my beat-up old sketchbooks. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. A lot of the time, I would be referencing the art styles of said media to try and replicate them as closely as I could, so I could show all of my sisters and my friends at school. It really helped that I had so many artist friends, and my sisters all do art too. And they were always so supportive and sweet, even though I directly copied someone's art. Baby beginner days, am I right? Growing up, I've fallen in love with so many different art styles from shows and comics, and took a lot of inspiration from them. While it's never okay to copy, it's what helped me grow into my current art style today. But lately, I've fallen into a bit of a rut. I just feel like I'm not improving. Like my art isn't unique enough, or my color palettes need some work, or my posing is too stiff with my characters. I haven't really pumped out an art piece that I've been proud of lately. Plus, I take such breaks in between posting that my art style is just constantly changing. And as an artist with bad OCD, I tend to get stuck in my head a lot, and it's really hard to get out of my own mind sometimes. So I decided to go back to my roots. Some of my art friends mentioned trying new art styles and challenges to get back the motivation to start drawing again. And I said, sure, sounds easy enough. Well, I was wrong. When you've developed so much into your own style, copying other styles is a real challenge for sure. I guess that's why it's called a challenge. For this video, I decided to do only a few art styles instead of the usual 10 that it requires. Why? Well, this challenge was challenging. I wanted to pick art styles that really had an impact on little K. And at the time of drawing the artwork for this video, I can only think of a few. Now on to the main reason you guys clicked on this video. The challenge! I decided for this that I'd be drawing my current Sona, Kay. She's a small elf that lives in a cottage in the woods. She lives in the forest that's always autumn. It's always fall there, and she has magic that God gave her and she can only use it to draw. While I do have OCs I could have used for this challenge, I wanted to draw my Sona since this is about art styles that really inspired me as a kid. Plus, right now, she's the funnest for me to draw. Before we get into it, I want to make it clear I didn't pick any YouTuber artists for this challenge. With the exception of one, I guess. I'm saving the YouTuber artists that I love for the next video and the next time I do this challenge. So with all of that out of the way, let's get started with the video. I just slapped my knee. Why did I just slap my knee? Ow. The first art style I'm starting off with is mine. I went with my most detailed shading and rendering for this because I really wanted to show a difference between my style and the other styles I'm attempting today. I drew my normal size self and then my tiny little YouTube Sona that I mainly draw in a chibi-ish form. I'd say that my style is a mix of anime and cartoon, not really leaning on either side of the spectrum. I really like how my Sona is designed now. I love her giant bow. I love her dark academia style clothing. I'm not gonna lie though, this artwork is all pretty old. The new Sona that I've designed for my YouTube self is the one that you saw during the glitch effect earlier in the episode. Mainly, I just changed the color palette to be more bright and vibrant and more Halloween-y. And if anyone knows me, they know that fall is my favorite season, and Halloween and Thanksgiving are my favorite holidays. And And I want my Sona to represent the things that I love, like my faith in God, my favorite seasons, my favorite fashion, 'cause why not? I enjoy drawing her, that's all that matters to me. But hey, here it is, Kay the Elf. The next art style that we're going to be attempting today is My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Let me tell you, when this show first came out, it had a death grip on me. It was and still is one of my favorite cartoons, and it's still my comfort show to this day. Whenever I get sick or I can't sleep at night, I always put it on, and my husband is so sweet and he supports me through it all and he watches it with me. Enough backstory. As for the artwork, you can see I referenced a lot of Faust's work. I always loved how dynamic and bubbly everything is, and I love the shapes that she uses to convey emotion, and I'm just a big fan of her work in general. But anyway, as you already saw in the sketch, the pose was so hard to figure out. I kind of based it off of the winged Pinkie Pie in the corner. I did actually have a pony Sona before this one, but she was more of a knockoff Twilight Sparkle OC of mine. Her name was Starshine Glare, who's just an unused OC now. But anyway, it was a lot of fun coming up with this design. I based the cutie mark off of my love of art, and I also put in 2 little hearts of me and my husband's wedding colors in there. You know, just for me. At this point, the only thing left to do was to change the line art to make it look more accurate to the show. My Little Pony uses colored line art, and it looks so good in the show. I hope I did it justice. Anyway, here she is, Pony K. Drop any name suggestions you may have for her in the comments below. Alright, here's where we get a little bit niche with this art style challenge. The style we're attempting here is The World Ends With You. For those of you who are unfortunate enough to not know what this game is, I'll go ahead and explain it to you. The World Ends With You is an action role-playing game series developed and published by Square Enix. The first game in the series was released in 2007 for the Nintendo DS and takes place in modern-day Tokyo's Shibuya shopping district. The game features an urban fantasy theme and distinctive art style inspired by Shibuya's youth culture. The main character of the game is a boy named Neku Sakuraba. Without getting too much into it, the game takes place in death. When you die, you join this thing called the Reaper's game. If you beat the game, you get your life back, basically. If you couldn't tell, this is my all-time favorite game, especially by Square Enix. I've played this game over 100 times, and its sequel maybe 2 or 3 times. It's really good. You should play it. But enough hearing about my rambling. Let's get to the art. So the artist for the game, Tetsuya Nomura, is known for his quite skinny looking bodies. Everybody in this game, whether it be boy or girl, has really tiny waists, so I couldn't really draw myself chubby if I wanted to look like I was part of the game. Which, you know, is very unfortunate actually, because I love me a good plus size body. But drawing the body actually wasn't too difficult in it of itself. What really got me was the hairstyles that they use. They do a lot of line work in the hair that I tend to neglect when I'm drawing. This art style is known for its very bold line art. It was kind of tricky figuring out where the heaviest part of the line was supposed to go, but I think I did pretty okay. The shading part was actually very simple. It's pretty much what I do generally. But anyway, here I am, Kay and Twooey. This next art style kicked my ass. Steven Universe is a really good show, and if you haven't watched it, I suggest you give it a watch. I could never do this art style justice. Rebecca Sugar is phenomenal with shapes and colors, and mwah! I love it. I knew I wanted to be an orange gem because my favorite color is orange, and orange is the color of fall. So I went on Google and looked up orange gem names and just found one that I liked. I don't remember what its name was though. I wanted to do just a simple pose at first, but it was not resonating with me. Not at all. It looked way too stiff, so I changed it to a more walking pose. I have a peace sign going, I've got a ginormous paintbrush. I was happy with it for a while.
Spoilers.
Since there's actually not a whole lot of orange gems in the show, it was kind of hard picking orange colors. And for a while, I was bouncing back and forth between the idea of just making myself my birthstone, an emerald, or keeping up with the orange stone. As I kept going, though, I was not happy. I was not happy at all. I was starting to get really frustrated, really angry, so I had to start over. I was not impressed at all with the body shape that I started drawing myself with, so I tried something new. At first, I wanted to go for a more amethyst body type because I am short and a little round, but I decided instead to go for something closer to how I draw myself. And guys, I don't know what happened, but I really feel like I started nailing the style at this point. Rebecca Sugar, please be proud. Lucky for me, there's already an emerald in the show. Apparently, according to Google. I haven't seen the rest of the first edition of the show. But Rebecca Sugar's art has always had a grip hold on me, especially in high school. I was really into the show, and I had a whole slew of OCs that I would draw constantly. And those OCs no longer exist for the show. I did change up my outfit slightly. I try my best to keep it as close to how my Sona is drawn, but there's not a whole lot of sweater vests and baggy pants in Steven Universe. So I swapped the vest for like a romper type deal, and I made the sleeves skin tight. And I'm really proud of it. It looks really good, especially the crystal bow. It looks so crunchy. Here's Emerald. Oh man, can I skip this one? I'm still not proud of it. Ugh. Warrior Cats! I was and still am obsessed with this book series. Aaron Hunter, you are a genius! I haven't actually read too much of the comments. I know, faker, why are you doing the art style from the comics if you haven't read most of them? But I have read some on the back of the super editions, like Blue Star's Prophecy and whatnot. So I think that counts. Anyway, I am not good at drawing animals. Not at all. With how much Pokemon I draw, you think I would be. Since my hair color is orange, I knew I wanted to make myself like a ginger tabby cat, kind of like Firestar. And just like in real life, I can't go anywhere without my necklace. It's my safety net. I'm not actually sure who the artist for the comics are, but pop off, dude. You rock. I cannot draw in your style. I didn't spend too much time on this one because it was frustrating me a lot. Still, I did the best that I could. Anyway, here's Ginger Snap? Pumpkin Pelt? I don't know what I'd name her. Alright, back to the fun stuff. We're moving on to Pokemon. I just want to say that Pokemon is my longest hyperfixation, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. I am excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. So, Pokemon's art style is known for giving their girls extra super long legs.
They tried to put me on the cover of Vogue, but my legs were too long.
Getting the anatomy of Pokemon girls was not hard at all, but what was hard was trying to replicate how they draw eyes and mouths. I'm not really good at anime style eyes, so whenever I have to draw something like that, it's always a challenge. For the lighting and shading, I kind of just referenced Serena and Lyra, I think her name is? Yep, it's Lyra. Anyway, here she is, Pokemon K. And we're on to our last two styles before I try again with my own style. VivziePop is a very popular creator in the YouTube animation sphere. While I'm not a fan of their content, I am a fan of their art style. I love how Tim Burton-esque everything is. I, a lot like many artists that I know, had a VivziePop art style phase with my own art. So replicating their style was not hard at all, actually. In fact, I dare say it was one of the easiest in this video. I really love how they do shading and shapes and colors. It's all nice. And their silhouettes, mwah, perfect. There's not much to say in what I drew. Everything is translated very well. So, yep, here's Kay in Vivzy Pop style. And now on to the last art style. Here's another niche one. I don't know if anybody else has read this manga besides just me and my sisters. Ultramaniac is a Japanese romantic comedy manga series written by Wataru Yoshizumi. Forgive my American pronunciation. It features two 8th grade students named Ayu, a tennis club member, and Nina, who is actually a trainee witch from the magical kingdom. The manga, I believe, only has 5 books, but it was pretty cute and I loved it as a kid. Now, while there are witches in this manga, I didn't think that they had elves, so I had to take the L and get rid of my elf ears. I had to do it for Pokemon and The World Ends With You anyway, but I still hate doing it. It's got that older manga look, you know, that moe art style that everybody fawns over. It's really hard to replicate, especially the eyes. The artist also draws very tall, long-legged girls, very lanky women. So I had to take the L as well and not give myself any meat on my bones. At first, I really wanted to try drawing myself in the kind of clothing that the artist draws their characters in, but I just decided to go for the school uniform. It was easier to do anyways. They use a lot of blue in their shading, so I went with that look. And yeah, this is Ultramaniac K. If you've read the manga or seen the anime, let me know in the comments. I wanted to draw me and my husband Sona's in my own art style after attempting all of the other ones. I'm not sure if anything's changed with how I draw after attempting so many different styles. One thing that has changed is my color palettes. I realized while attempting the other styles that my color palettes are usually pretty on the gray side. So yeah, definitely will be using more vibrant colors in the future. Anyway, we're done! Yay! I think I did pretty okay. This challenge is not for the weak, though. I don't know how art YouTubers make this look so easy. It is not easy drawing in other people's art styles. But I know what you're all wondering. Did drawing in these other styles help get me out of my art rut? Kind of. It helped bring me back to my roots. I recommend this art challenge to whoever might need to go back to their roots or just try something new. It's a lot of fun. Challenging, but fun. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!